ice reforms. So the trailing ship must remain close to the icebreaker. But this brings its own danger.
If we have a major mechanical problem, we have very, very few seconds to react, and it's the same thing for the other ship. So there's always the fear that something goes bad, and then we get rammed over by the other vessels. So that's something it's something we don't like to think about, but it's kind of a nightmare.
To add to the peril, night is falling as the city of Dubrovnik follows the path cleared by the Amundsen. At 39,000 tons, the bulk carrier dwarfs the 6,000-ton icebreaker in front. It must stay near to avoid the ice reforming in the Amundsen's wake. But this brings the two ships perilously close. The two vessels rely on powerful searchlights and constant radio contact to follow each other's movements. They're nearly home. Arriving in Port Alfred, the Amundsen's final task is to break the surface in the icy port. Success. They've made it through the treacherous ice to safety. The crew have earned a drink. No ice, naturally.
Bahamas is a very beautiful place.
We have sandy beaches and clear waters. We have a lot of tourists coming here.
We like to dance and make music.
The Bahamas is a chain of islands surrounded by water. It is about 60 miles from Florida.
We live on Andros Island.
One of the most beautiful treasures we have in the Bahamas is a coral reef. Some people call it the jewel of the Bahamas.
A coral reef is a massive limestone formation which is built up by millions of little tiny creatures called polyps, which are related to the jellyfish family. I'm Nicholas Nuttall. I founded BREEF, the Bahamas Reef Environment Educational Foundation. People talk about the coral reefs as being the rainforests of the ocean, like a huge bank of trees with all sorts of things living in and off them. Coral reefs are abundant in the Bahamas, or were, up until a few years ago. We have the third longest coral reef in the world.
In the past 20 years, a lot of the coral reef have died.
The coral reefs are endangered because some people throw trash, chemicals, oil, gasoline in the water.
Makes me feel bad because the Bahamas depends on the coral reefs for our tourism.
The danger of the coral reefs are in, I'm afraid, comes from humans. Overfishing is the most immediate cause, and then the global warming, which is caused by excess use of energy, which makes the water warmer, and it's a stress which the coral can't stand. A healthy piece of coral has a dimpled look on it. The colors are either blue or various sorts of orange and yellow. The dead coral is white or brownish and usually covered in weed. It's not a pretty sight.
If you look at the reef now compared to what it was in 1973, it's a vast difference. My name is Peter Douglas. I'm a dive master here at Small Hope Bay Lodge. In some places, it looks like a war zone. And, you know, we're just sitting here praying, my God, how long can something as delicate as this take this kind of shock? And this has not only happened here, but it's happened globally. Places like the Maldives are like gone, Florida Keys, gone. And we're just sitting here, what can we do to educate and help our young people save this for the next generations?
Now you look out there, eh? You notice how nice and white that water goes out, and then you see the dark areas? The dark areas, turtle grass, and the brown areas, the algae. Now slow down, now you're on these rocks, and there's a lot of living stuff on the rock. You don't want to crush all the little snails.
But what can we do is start by just cleaning up our environment, being sensitive to what we are using, where we're putting it. You know, the planet might be 2/3 water, but that doesn't mean it's a big place to dump.
At our school, we clean up the mangroves and the coral reefs, and we pick up all the dirty trash and all the bottles and other garbages there. It helps the baby fishes to live their life.
The swampy wetlands and mangroves are places where people are inclined to go dumping garbage. The kids and the grown-ups are joining in at about 60 different sites which are being cleaned and restored. They can turn this thing around. It can recover. It could be brought round.
Once we go in, we're gonna swim as a group. Ready? Are you excited?
This is not only a Bahamian problem or an Androsian problem. This is a problem for everybody in the world, and especially our neighbors next door in America, because we are one of the big nursery areas for marine life. And, you know, a fish that is born and spawned in the Bahamas could end up someplace off the coast of New York.
I believe the coral reef will survive because more people will know about it, not to trash it, and not to throw all the kind of chemicals and stuff in it.
By keeping the swamp clean, keeping the water clean, I think it will survive.
It's going to be okay because the children of the Bahamas is going to protect it.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, digitization of the public service, a top focus for the state minister. Vaccination efforts going mobile on Grand Bahama. And religious tourism expected to make its return this December. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the Minister of State for the Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, taking part in the weekly press briefing spearheaded by the Office of the Prime Minister. The State Minister announcing plans for the digitization of the service with the main goals of improving efficiency, responsiveness, and bringing the public service to the 21st century. The Minister of State for the Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, noting that there is an aggressive plan for reformation of the public service, including digitization of the operations. She says the goals include bringing about efficiency, responsiveness, and bringing the public service to the 21st century. Glover-Roll says that the first order of business in a 10-point agenda is the clearing up of promotions backlog.
That is ongoing. As you would know, there are over 20,000 employees in the public service. So we are receiving many calls, many messages, many queries, and my assurance to everyone is that all departments service-wide will be looked into. We have a simultaneous process going on because we have a number of teams that lead various ministries and departments' business. And so we're looking and analyzing and ensuring that we go back over those persons that may have been in the system for a certain amount of time and not confirmed, need reclassifications, promotions, of course, and of course, confirmation into the system. That is something that is very critical for us. So far, we're looking at the 4-year backlog that we would have cleared and been approved, so letters are being typed.
She says in order to improve efficiency, a call center will also be introduced.
We are looking at implementing a virtual call center, because people just need answers to their questions. There are a lot of matters that the public and civil servants are requesting information on, and they simply say they cannot get through to anybody within the public service or their various departments. So the implementation of a virtual call center where we can immediately respond to the questions, the concerns, the queries, and provide a more customer service-based approach to the way we do business in the public service.
The Minister of State also announcing that there will be a hold on the hiring process in the public service, but had this update regarding the government's 52-week program.
There's a hold on hiring at this time until we make an analysis based on the audit of where we need to build capacity. We can't just hire and not know where to put people. We have to make sure we're placing people in positions that are available and that are necessary to move the public service forward. As you know, we do have a program called the 52-week program that will be relaunched as the Public Service Professional Engagement Program, PSPEP. That will resume in the middle of 2022, where we will continue to take on cohorts of the 52-weekers. But the plan is, after your 52 weeks, you will be confirmed in the service should you have no adverse reports. Those that have not performed well and may have adverse reports, then we will give an extended period for them to acclimate, or those that need to be released from the program. But that rehiring, that hiring process, which is the stream that we bring persons into the public service generally, will resume as soon as our audit is done, and I anticipate that that will be about June or July of 2022.
Minister Glover Roll also adding that her ministry intends to make sure that civil servants have access to mental health support.
As a nation, as a world, we've been through a very critical period in terms of, first of all, we have had Dorian, we've had the pandemic, people are not doing business as usual, but we want to have the expectation that business does go on as usual in the public service, with whom we call in some instances essential workers. We need to make sure that our workers are okay. So we're looking into providing across the service mental health access to persons in the service to ensure that the persons doing the work are capable, competent, and okay to do the work from a mental health perspective.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness continuing its vaccination program throughout the country. At last report, over 30% of citizens and residents were fully vaccinated in the country. To help increase that number, the vaccination program on Grand Bahama has added a mobile component, and this week, health officials have been going throughout the community, visiting several places of employment to provide access to those who may not have had the opportunity to take the jab. Italia Hall reports.
The vaccination program has been mobile from earlier this year, but health officials are now moving into the workplace. On Wednesday morning, health officials were on the ground floor of the Harold de Gregory Government Complex, which houses the Office of the Prime Minister and other key agencies. Nurse manager of the surveillance unit, Katie Saunders, says it is important to access those who are not able to visit the various vaccination centers.
We try to meet people where they are. We don't just go to the government offices. We go to people's personal homes, those that are disabled and shut in, as to allow them to get the vaccine.
She says health officials have visited a number of places this week.
We have been to several areas, such as Christ the King. You know, they have a feeding on Fridays. We go there on Fridays. We have also been at the Kidney Center. We went to each of the clinics from East End to West End. And we are here now at the Prime Minister's office today. Yesterday, we went, like I said, to the Kidney Center, and we have several other offices that we will go to this week and next week.
Saunders says she is hoping for a good response from employees of the Harold de Gregory building. So far, the health team has vaccinated some 500 people throughout the mobile initiative.
We hope to attain our goal as much shots in arms as possible. We want to vaccinate at least 75 to 80% of Grand Bahama population. That's our goal.
And as for the next stop, the West End community, the Grand Bahama Power Company, and the Freeport Container Port.
Persons should get vaccinated to keep themselves, their families, the community, and our country safe. We want to ensure that persons, with COVID, those that are unvaccinated, studies show that the unvaccinated are the ones who, if they contract COVID, they are the ones who are hospitalized and, sorry to say, but untimely death.
Now, in the latest COVID-19 vaccination weekly progress report, some 136,238 persons were fully vaccinated. As for Grand Bahama, 36,484 persons have received at least one dose of the vaccine, and 18,129 persons are fully vaccinated. It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Members of the Hawksville community participating in a free health screening initiative over the weekend. The Kappa Lambda Lambda chapter of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity on Grand Bahama partnering with the Grand Bahama Health Services to offer free diabetes screenings. Members of the organization, N.T. Knowles, making a donation as well to the Grand Bahama Health Services in honor of World Diabetes Month. He says it is a pleasure to contribute to this health initiative.
Initiatives is one of the main components of our fraternity, and so today we took the opportunity to help Grand Bahama Health Services and help them prepare for the screening that we were able to give here. We were able to sit down and we got screened ourselves, and we were able to give a PSA to the Hawksville community, just encouraging them to come out and get the free screening here at the clinic.
Diabetic educator at the Grand Bahama Health Services, Nurse Nicole Payne, says she is grateful for the support and assistance from the organization.
We recommend and we encourage our community persons to come out and participate, get to know what their status is with themselves as it relates to diabetes or hypertension. We are here at the various clinics, so we're always, our doors are always open throughout the week. I should say, we have the nurses here. If you have any questions, you could come in, pop in, and ask questions, and come in and see the physician. Okay, so don't hesitate. Come down and be screened, and to find out what your numbers are.
Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy is partnering with an organization formed in response to Hurricane Dorian to help women receive regular mammography services. Principal of the school, Ashel Bain, says it was important for them to partner with the Mammogram Access Program to offer assistance to ensure that women have the opportunity to be tested, as many of their employees are females.
Last month was Cancer Awareness Month, and so we've got in contact with the CEO here of MAP, Ms. Nikia Watson, and she came up with this idea, and so this is what we're doing this morning to help her in furthering her agenda. Ms. Watson here is also a former student of this academy who graduated, definitely with honors. She has her company now that she's reaching out to us so that we can get with our teachers and speak with them about getting tested. And she is also offering 2 free testing to 2 of our staff members that we will pick raffle style.
Founder and CEO of the Mammogram Access Program, Nikia Watson, says that in the wake of hurricanes, the process of mammography services is stalled at clinics and at public facilities. That is why the organization was created to assist women. Senator the Honorable James Roll Turner encourages members of the community to support the cause.
This is our inaugural year. This is the first time I'm coming out publicly with the program, and we have set an aggressive goal of screening 2,000 women in this our inaugural year. And 2,000 women will put us back at pre-Francis and Jane levels, because I really think that was the inflection point. It was at that point we started to see the decline of mammography services here on the island. I want to really get it back to that level. Once we hit that target, the plan is to increase by 10% every year.
So I'm sitting here with the ladies today, just supporting them, letting them know that we as men have to step up and do our part as well. If I had $10 million just to give her, I'd give it to her today. But none of us, nobody that I know has $10 million to just give away today. But we all have $50. We all have $100. And if 1,000 of us gave $50, that's a lot to help ladies get some mammograms. So I'm asking my friends, I'm asking folks associated with this cause to give something, to make sure that no lady is turned away simply because she cannot pay for a mammogram. This is a new day, this is a new time, and we all have to do our part to make sure that our people are cared for.
In news from the courts, a Bahamian captain appearing before Magistrate Charlton Smith in the Freeport Magistrates Court and charged for breach of the country's immigration laws. 27-year-old Eric Wilfred Higgs of Pinders Point was charged with assisting illegal embarkation. Particulars are that on Sunday, November 14th, Higgs was found on a vessel in water some 30 miles off West End with 14 illegal passengers on board. Higgs pled guilty and was ordered to pay a fine of $12,000 or, in default, serve 1 year at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Magistrate Smith also ordered that the vessel be confiscated, auctioned, and the proceeds go to the public treasury. When asked his reason for attempting to smuggle illegal persons into the United States, an emotional and sobbing Higgs told the court that he was down on his luck. The 14 illegal passengers comprised of Haitians, Dominicans, and one other Bahamian male, who were also charged with illegal embarkation. They all pled guilty and were fined $300 or, in default, served 3 months at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Upon payment of fines, the convicted foreign passengers will be turned over to the Immigration Department and transported to New Providence to be deported to their respective countries. In other news, Education USA Bahamas, Education USA Barbados, and Education USA Trinidad and Tobago all coming together to host Education USA Caribbean Day Live. This year, the annual college fair will be held virtually, and U.S. Embassy officials are encouraging first-time students and those looking to further their education to take advantage of the opportunity. Education and Cultural Specialist at the United States Embassy, Nassau, Chanel Sands, excited to announce the return of Education USA annual Fall College Fair. She says that 47 colleges and universities from across the United States will all be present in a virtual platform. The event, scheduled for Saturday, November 20th, begins at 11 a.m.
The event is set up like a lounge. So from 11 to 1 p.m., you'll actually be able to go into the lounge to chat with colleges and universities. So in the lounge will be tables with chairs. So it has the look of the feel kind of like a fair. You click on the table of the university that you would like to speak to, and you then get sent into a virtual room. In that virtual room, you'll then be able to discuss with the college and university. You have options to chat face-to-face, or you can also just IM chat. So you have the options of video chat and IM chat. So it's pretty cool. And then from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., we'll have special sessions. So we'll have a session focused on financing your studies. And then we'll also have a session on applying for your student visa. We know everybody always wants to know about student visas. And so that will be available. And then from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., it'll be the open lounge session again for you to talk with representatives. And we're happy to announce that our embassy consular section will have a table available from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
San says that the event is open to high school students and persons interested in graduate programs.
We're recommending for all students between 10th to 12th grade to sign up to participate in this event. Also, you have some adult learners out there, some folks who are looking to continue their education. We also encourage them to sign up as well, because there are a lot of graduate options available. There are also some institutions that'll be in attendance that actually have programs available for online. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we've been forced to look at things in a different light. All colleges and universities always had these options available, but now more than ever, they're very much so open to hybrid options. And so, there's a little something for everybody there.
She adds that there will be lots of
scholarships division. So they'll be talking about scholarship opportunities from the Bahamian government side of things. We also will have the Organization of American States Scholarships Program in attendance. So they'll be talking about opportunities for scholarships through the Organization of American States. And then we also have the Life Key Foundation who will be joining us. We'll talk about their scholarship opportunities. So we've covered a lot of bases locally and also internationally.
This will be the 5th installment of the College Fair, and Sands is encouraging all Bahamians to sign up.
You can sign up by going to Education USA The Bahamas on Facebook and on Instagram. The information is also on the U.S. Embassy's social media handles, so you can check out any of those two sites to find the registration link. And we even have videos as to how you can sign up, how the process works, so check that out.
Religious tourism is expected to return to Grand Bahama come December. The Bahamas Brass Band is set to put on a grand show on December 11th on the Great Lawn at the Grand Lucayan Resort. It all begins at 3:30 p.m. under the patronage of the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper. Director of the Bahamas Brass Band, Barry B. Morris, says he is elated that this event is coming to Grand Bahama, as the band has been around for over 80 years, bringing thousands of visitors to the island.
It's going to be a phenomenal experience. You're going to be hearing the band playing its music, and it's going to be exciting. Of course, you know, anyone who's been exposed to the Bahama Brass Band's music, you know, you have to shake a little, you got to rock a little. It causes life to come to you. And we're going to be bringing that on the lawn. It's going to be an extremely beautiful event. We're so honored that the Deputy Prime Minister, who's also the Minister of Tourism, has obliged us to have it under his patronage. Of course, we expect him there as our keynote speaker, but it is going to be such an exciting time to see what is going to be unfolding. Just to give the Bahamian public a glimpse of what our future can look like in revitalizing tourism.
Morris says it's important for Grand Bahamians to support the band.
Persons from Turks and Caicos to be here. Scores of people from New Providence will be here. We have people coming from South Florida. We have them coming from Alabama. They're coming from New York and as far as Canada. And so they will all be here to see what it is we have to offer in terms of capacity and their events that they can plan to come to the Bahamas.
Come on down now. Come on down now.
Come on down to World's Wholesale on Queens Highway in the Bamboo East Complex, opposite Yeager Funeral Home, where we sell the highest quality hurricane impact windows, doors, metal roofs, and hurricane shutters at the best prices you can find. Visit our store Monday to Friday from the hours of 10 a.m. through 5 p.m. to see the quality of our products. Contact us today for a free estimate.
Are you looking for good vibes? In search of great food? Buddy Buckets Restaurant and Lounge in the R&B and C Plaza is the place where you call the shots. Telephone 828-9188. Head on over and enjoy. The King of the North. Your #1 news team covering the North. Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Pilot International, the Bahamas District, highlighting our unsung heroes during International Care and Kindness Week through its Pick Me Up program. The Bahamas District joined with fellow pilots around the world to show compassion and profound appreciation to some of the unsung heroes within our communities. This year, the Bahamas District yet again expressed their gratitude to the nurses and technicians who continue to work tirelessly at the Dialysis Center Bahamas, the Kidney Center, at their 3 locations throughout the Bahamas, located in New Providence, Abaco, and Grand Bahama. The dedicated and hard-working staff were gifted with sweet treats and thanked for the continued care and support to their patients. The staff of both the Grand Bahama and Abaco centers were treated to an assortment of cakes, pastry treats, and bottles of water donated by Mr. Baker Coffee Shop and Restaurant. The Pick Me Up program was established to demonstrate acts of kindness towards selfless persons who go above and beyond the call of duty to assist their fellow men and women. And now our Jay Philippe has your midweek check on sports.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. Runners on your mark, set, and go. Track and field season is right around the corner. We have from First Vice President of the B3As, Ravana Ferguson, for this update. Junior athletes are back on the track preparing for the 2022 track season. With the Carifta Games scheduled to take place in Jamaica next year, Coach Ravana Ferguson of Fast Track Club says his athletes are preparing for hopefully Island Sports, Nationals, and Carifta.
We have a morning session, evening session, so we separate our groups into smaller groups so we could get that good, proper training one-on-one so we could work on mechanics and different stuff. Now, in the aspect of keeping them in shape, that's why we just had the Relay for Cancer, which was one of the first road races for all the track clubs. We had quite a few good contentions out there, not just from the community, but from the athletics clubs as well.
Ferguson says there's an upcoming track meet in the works in just a matter of weeks.
We are the Nita Doherty All Distance Track Classic, December 4th. That all the kids have something to eye, a prize to eye towards, you know. So it gives a good initiative for them to come out here, keep training hard, and doing what they're doing.
Switching gears now in tennis, competitive tennis has not been played on the island for some time now. President of the Grand Bahama Tennis Association says they are hoping to get competitive tennis started back, hopefully soon.
We're hoping, subject to the approvals from the officials, the government officials, that we would go into our focal tournament that's held every year. It's normally in October, but this year we have it tentatively scheduled for November 25th through the 28th. And that is going to be a juniors tournament that's sanctioned by the BLTA. That means that it's a ranking tournament for juniors, and we're looking forward to having it. Due to the COVID environment, it's going to be a non-spectator event, but we're looking forward to making it happen and putting into place any protocols that are necessary.
Finally, in sports, Grand Bahamian Cameron Riley recently competed in the APGA Golf Tournament at the Wilshire Country Club in Los Angeles, California, where he finished tied 24th overall, which is not bad for the youngster who just finished up his collegiate career at Florida A&M University and now playing as a pro. That's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
For all your power and soft washing needs professionally done, contact Discount Fencing and Pressure Cleaning Services. Complete roof and house wash pricing starting from $350. Fencing installation and repairs are also offered. Call them at 646-6180 or 533-4322 for consultation.
Becoming a BTC postpaid customer is fast and easy. And what's more, by signing up, the deals are instant. Tell us about some of the deals available for a postpaid customer.
Well, we always have amazing deals available for our postpaid customers. We have up to 75% off any device that we carry, and you can also get up to $300 off of a phone. If you're an existing customer, a new customer, you can get a free phone. And that's some of the amazing deals that we have at any of our major stores.
Let's talk again about switching over from prepaid to postpaid.
Okay, when you switch over from prepaid to postpaid with any carrier, you can keep your same number and you can come into a BTC store and your service will not be interrupted at all. Your friends and family won't even know that you made the switch.
And for new customers, what is the process like for them to become postpaid customers?
For a new customer, you just walk into the store, have a government-issued IDs, passport, driver's license, stuff like that. And once you do that, it'll be that simple. You could just visit one of our reps and they'll help you.
And tell us about some of the postpaid packages.
We have packages to suit any lifestyle and any budget. And whether you're homeschool, whether you have working from home, whatever it is, we have something there that will suit your budget.
So what are you waiting for? Visit any of our BTC locations and sign up and become a postpaid customer. It's fast, it's easy, and it's rewarding. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Pyfrom. Be well, and be back here next BTC Connection.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 F.
your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
And Stevie Burrows, once again, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you so much for your continued support. That's going to do it for us here in the North, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Have a wonderful Wednesday evening.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, new public service hirees days before the election. The church outraged. A look at where government debt stands, and another F&M officially steps in the party's race for leader. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Still several more months to go before that audit into the public service is complete, but weeks into the process and some discrepancies have already been brought to light. Here's what the Minister of State for the Public Service said at today's Office of the Prime Minister weekly press briefing.
We can't have people being paid to sit at home, or we can't have people being paid that come to work and there's no job for them to do.
With State Minister for Public Service, the Honourable General Election, and in the days after, when a new government would have taken over. The audit then seeks to ensure that the proper procedures were followed in such cases.
That doesn't mean that everybody that came in during a certain period is questionable, but we need to make sure that they aren't, and then take the necessary measures to either engage them in the proper way with proper contract signings or whatever the case may be, or see where they are to be placed. Because I will tell you, there are persons that are hired, that were hired in the last 8 weeks, that are still at home, that are being paid, but there's nowhere to place them. And that is why we have to have the audit, ensure that we are filling the gaps and building capacity where it's necessary, and not just bringing people on to have a job.
In the case of the estimated 40 people sitting at home, yet being paid to do nothing, the State Minister says they're looking to see where this group can be placed.
In some instances where there is absolutely nowhere we can place them, we're still investigating some methods that maybe we can engage them maybe for another program. But there are a few, and as a result, we have to do what is best for the taxpayers' money, and we may have to disengage some of those persons.
Well, meantime, a hiring freeze continues in the country, save for a few specialized areas. And according to State Minister Glover Roll, that will remain the case until the audit is complete. Now, as reported, the plan is to make new hirees permanent and pensionable. And this considering the pension plan cannot bear the burden of new pensioners.
We realize that with the amount of persons that need to be captured in that exercise, that we will have to do a blanket, we'll have to have a blanket exercise for that. So we are considering moving from 2016 backwards, retro, to capture those persons in the service that need to be permanent and pensionable. Of course, those that have adverse reports, we will have a special analysis of their files to make sure that we're progressing. We call them the best and the brightest, and those that are able to move through the system well.
A decision, meanwhile, still has to be made in the case of furloughed workers. Under the former administration, businesses were given 30 days after the state of emergency had fallen away to make a determination. That 30-day period ends December 12th.
The laws also provide a 90-day window, which takes us to March 12th. What has to happen within that window by March 12th? Companies either have to disengage the persons or call them back to work. That is the law. And that is the parameters that we are now working in for companies to make a decision. So they have until, by the latest, March 12th, to either disengage those furloughed workers or return them back to work. And the government is standing behind the law in that regard.
Now, when asked how many workers are furloughed, Press Secretary Clint Watson says there was no record keeping, leaving them to now determine who is at work and who isn't. Also making national news tonight, the government's pushing to ensure any child reported missing can be found at the earliest opportunity through the Marcos Alert system. In fact, the first test message of the highly anticipated platform was sent today. Kelsey Johnson has the details.
If you hear a loud ping on your phone along with a presidential alert flashing on your screen, don't ignore it. This cell phone broadcast message serves as the first notification of a missing child. The first Marcos Alert, the acronym for Mandatory Aggressive Action for Rescuing Children Operation, was officially sent Wednesday on the Alive network. Mrs. Anne Marie Davis, wife of the Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Munro, both received the message that read, "This is Marcos Alert," from the Office of the Spouse of the Prime Minister. The alert system was established after the murder of 11-year-old Marco Archer in 2011. Mrs. Davis believes the much-anticipated alert brings the country closer to stopping violence against children.
I've been waiting for this for a while, for a long time. I think maybe 7 or 8 years, from ever since the young Marco Archer was found brutalized and killed. That did something to all of us, and to me in particular. And to know that he wasn't the first that it happened to, I wanted to see this system in place to stop something like that ever happening again.
The National Security Minister touted the alert's simple protocols and educating the public. He maintains will be key to getting the message to the police force as soon as possible. Minister Munro underscored that the partnership with the police and telecommunication providers will also play a vital role in spreading the word to the wider public.
So I can see no impediment in putting in place any protocol that calls for immediate dissemination, because we wouldn't have any concern about defamation with regard to child, who we will be announcing to the Bahamas we're looking for this child. So from my standpoint, I can see nothing that would hold up immediate notification.
The geo-specific message will alert persons locally and internationally. And as it stands now, the alert message can only be received by persons on the Android platform. Alive in Cable Bahamas' wireless engineering manager, Julian Dean, is hoping to take a bite into the Apple or iOS system before November 29th. Admitting that there's still some fine-tuning to do, Dean says Alive officials are confident that progress is being made to deliver a functioning application.
We're in contact with Apple, and they have a little more restrictions in regards to government implementing cell broadcasts, right? So what we have to do is we have to communicate with them with regulatory approval to send the cell broadcasts to the mobile devices on the Alive network. And I expect it would be the same for the other service providers.
The alert messaging system will also be used for national emergencies. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Network News.
BTC CEO Andre Foster, meantime, confirming that his team will meet with the National Security Minister tomorrow to discuss BTC's support for Marcos Alert. A press release noting that those discussions will center on BTC's next steps for system testing and implementation. According to Foster, the ability to provide SMS alerts in the unfortunate event that a child goes missing is extremely important, and BTC is committed to working with the government to provide that service across the Bahamas. Well, gender-based violence, an issue warranting action and not just lip service. Behind the charge, chair of the Caribbean Women in Leadership Organization, Charlene Paul, who says we should be beyond shocked and instead get ready to act.
It should be a catalyst for us to now immediately pivot and bring these issues to the forefront, not simply to express sentiments of shock and outrage and dismay. They're all good and needed, but now we have to talk about positive action for prevention, deterrence, and extinction of this. So first, we speak to our lawmakers those charged with the responsibility of the safety of civil society, the first and foremost role of government to protect its citizens. Laws and their effective enforcement do control and restrain behavior.
Paul suggests stronger laws, and that's not the only thing.
We need systems and infrastructure, including courts and specialized units to address domestic and sexual violence. These measures work. We've seen it in developed and progressive nations. They work. We know what needs to happen. We need to work together and collaborate. We need to work together for social reconstruction, community development, educational reform, psychological enfranchisement, spiritual renewal, and economic empowerment and advancement.
Well, the Bahamas Christian Council's outraged and aggrieved by a nation seemingly spiraling out of control following yet another brutal act of violence against a female. A mother is fighting for her life in hospital after being abused by her alleged boyfriend, who in turn ran her over with his vehicle. The accused has since been taken into custody. Just days earlier, 4-year-old Bella Walker was killed, her cause of death listed as blunt force trauma. The growing number of victims of domestic violence prompting the council to again urge the public to find peaceful resolutions to their conflicts and to seek intervention to assist in diffusing relational feuds. To the victims, the appeal to seek help. As for the abusers and those prone to uncontrollable anger, the Christian Council pleads with them to peacefully walk away in the heat of the moment and seek professional help to diffuse the rage. The nation, meantime, is called on to be more collectively involved in taking responsibility for the things that occur within our communities and by being an example to the others. Temporarily closed due to COVID-19, the Bahamas Crisis Center has reopened for in-person sessions. The council assures that a number of churches are also available to those needing to speak to someone. Well, meantime, a small group of Anglican professionals have formed the Diocesan Family Violence Think Tank to raise awareness and help shape the diocese's response to violence of all kinds.
We are called by God, my friends, to love one another. And this requires the church to be much more intentional than ever before in the prevention, reduction, and elimination of every facet of family violence. We want to maintain and to create safe spaces where peace, comfort, and security are overflowing. This diocesan think tank is chaired by the Reverend Angela Palacios. It began meeting in November of last year, and to date has taken a number of steps to encourage discussion and positive action all across the church.
Well, still to come, a Bahamian now holds a prestigious post at Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, and a second F&M MP officially enters the party's leadership showdown. We'll be back right after this. Remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
It's in our name, fried chicken. It's our thing. Others may try, but we have the original. We put the extra in extra crispy. And our spicy secrets in everyone's mouth. So if we want to make the best chicken sandwich, we just need to put our name on it. The Kentucky Chicken Sandwich. An abundant triple breaded filet, premium mayo, and pickles all on a buttered brioche bun. The best chicken sandwich had to be KFC.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
ISL Bahamas is a software development company. We provide payroll software and services for over 500 companies. Using ISL Payroll, our clients are able to produce accurate and timely national insurance contribution statements for posting to their NIB accounts. The beauty in NIB's Employer Self-Service Portal is that our clients have the power to upload these statements directly into NIB's system, eliminating the manual process which results in delay in client's account. We are working hand in hand with NIB-Bahamas.com.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
50 years, that's how long the Bahamas has solidified its relationship with Royal Caribbean International, one of the country's premier cruise lines. Its newest vessel, the Odyssey of the Seas, and this Quantum-class ship has more than one reason to call the Bahamas home. Lloyd Allen reports.
As construction continues on the downtown port, dozens turned out for the arrival of the Odyssey of the Seas, a quantum-sized ship making its visit to the capital. Odyssey's docking Wednesday was a historic event, as Bahamian Erin Brown has been named as its godmother. She also received a check of $25,000 toward her local charity work.
So I'm very pleased to be able to present you today, and in fact you've got it presented by the captain, so it's probably a good check. For $25,000 to help you.
Brown says she is a proud Bahamian who is doing her part to take the country to the next level.
They call me Bionic Brown. Sooner or later, they're going to put in the sky this emblem, and I'm going to be like, dun, 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 dun. Okay, where do we need help?
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis QC attending the cruise liner's major celebration, noting that the continued relationship with Royal Caribbean is a positive move toward continued economic development.
Our tourism model has a very specific reliance on cruise tourism. In recent times, the local tourism industry has taken some very hard blows. First, we had Hurricane Dorian, closely followed by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, we are not alone.
Regional relationship with RCI.
As we return to normalcy and get the economy growing again, we understand that some things will never be as they were before. We must adapt to changing paradigms if we wish to remain competitive within the global landscape. This is a time for bold policies and big ideas. Our plans must be quantum ultra in scale.
RCI CEO and President Michael Bailey says with more than several decades of ties with the Bahamas, the ability for the cruise liner to move beyond the pandemic was largely due to assistance from local lawmakers.
That starting of Royal Caribbean's operations in the Caribbean from the Bahamas really set the tone and really opened the door in our multiple discussions in the United States with the CDC and various authorities. And it really was a groundbreaking step forward. And we proved that we could operate safely in a very good way. And that, again, was through the partnership with the Health Ministry in the Bahamas and various governmental groups in the Port Authority.
Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
On the health front this evening, 12 males and 4 females make up the 16 new COVID cases in country. Of that total, 14 of the sick are here on New Providence. The other 2 split between Abaco and Eleuthera. Hospitalizations heading further south, November 16th, showing a total of 44 there, 10 of them on the intensive care unit. Another 10 people reportedly recovered on Tuesday. This in the face of 473 RT-PCR tests being done. One of them a repeat, 2 returning inconclusive results. Well, said to be a game changer, there's an increasing push to secure additional medication for COVID-19 2 years into the fight. Pfizer touts its experimental antiviral pill as cutting hospitalization and death rates by nearly 90% in high-risk adults. When questioned about the government's effort to secure added treatment, here's what Press Secretary Clint Watson told reporters.
We're expecting to have them by the end of the year. That's our target. And we hope that these new medications will be here within that period.
Now on to financial news. Up to September this year, government debt stood at more than $10 million, or 98.1% of gross domestic product, and public sector debt amounted to over $11 million for an estimated 111.1% of GDP. Those numbers tabulated by the Ministry of Finance's Debt Management Office that officially released its public debt statistical bulletin this week. The first time the new public debt per the new Public Debt Management Act. Well, it seems as though the private business community is welcoming digitization with open arms. A recent Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation's Digital Transformation Committee survey shows that more than 60% of organizations employ a business continuity plan with a digital strategy. 82% of businesses were most likely to use social media. 71% employ cloud computing. Mobile apps are used by 67% of the businesses surveyed, and 67% of them use web content management. The survey found that social media was the primary means of collecting customer data and feedback. The Chamber survey also noting that while there was an increase in the number of companies integrating digital transformation in its business model, more than half did not launch an e-commerce platform. The reason? Cybersecurity concerns. The business survey results finds that interest in digital payment solutions and the digital innovation are part of business growth. Central Grand Bahama Member of Parliament Iram Lewis cementing his spot as one of 3 expected candidates for the Free National Movement's November 27th leadership race. Lewis's nomination, the second in the bag, following that of his East Grand Bahama parliamentary colleague Kwesi Thompson yesterday. On November 27th, Lewis is expected to go head-to-head against both Thompson and Marco City MP Michael Pintard to become the party's next leader.
Honored to even be in this position to seek leadership of this party. I'm a builder by profession. I believe in teamwork. I know that we have a lot of talent in the organization, a lot of talent that has been pretty much felt like they've been disenfranchised. They've been marginalized, and some of them just didn't show up on September 16th. So we have to now figure out ways to get them to come back home and to help us rebuild this party as a team.
Lewis's nomination form co-signed by members of 2 very important branches of the FNM. He predicts the way forward is to promote unity among every branch.
With having all of the various associations listen to what they have to say. I don't have all of the answers. Working as the leader of a team, of a very good team, a team that can win any race that we enter. So starting from the ground, we have to reach out to our foot soldiers, reach out to our MCMs. They're the ones who have the wisdom. They was around long before I was. They know the inner workings of the party. Listen to them. Hear from them, from the perspective of wisdom. Use the young, the youth, their talent.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
Taste of SLS takes you on a journey of the senses, featuring award-winning chefs from the likes of Karna, Katsuya, and Cleo, paired with an appearance from celebrated singer, songwriter, actor, and producer John Legend. Chef Anthony Burnside tells us just how excited he is to present the Bahamian Food Station at the event.
So I'm very humble, I'm honored, I'm very proud to be representing the Bahamas at SLS. Down home Bahamian cooking. I did a short rib arancini with peas and rice and salt beef with a steamed gravy pipette, and I did a lobster and conch ceviche. So twist and conch salad, but just made it a little more sexier. We're on par with anybody else, and we have chefs from all over the world here, and we have Katsuya here and others, so we're on par with them. And our food is superb.
For more updates on exciting tourism events, visit tourismtoday.com. I'm Alexis Clark, and this is Tourism Today.
I don't want to lose my vision because of diabetes.
I don't want to lose a foot or a leg.
I don't want kidney failure or nerve damage.
I want to live better.
I want to live a better life.
So I'm taking control of my health. I'm taking control of my diabetes.
I'm taking control of my diabetes.
I'm taking control of diabetes.
I'm taking control of my diabetes.
I'm learning how to manage my diabetes better.
I'm eating healthier meals.
I keep physically active.
I take my medicine.
I get my annual checkups.
It's making a difference.
It's changing my life. I'm living better.
I can do this.
I can do this.
I can do this.
If I can do it, so can you. Start now. Start now.
Start now.
Do you want to travel this holiday season? Don't want to miss out on those blockbuster deals? Well, have you gotten your COVID-19 vaccine yet? Time is running out to travel for the holidays, and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may be just what you need. It's one and done. Just one jab of this vaccine, and 2 weeks later, you're fully vaccinated and ready to shop. Protect yourself and your loved ones this holiday season. Schedule your vaccine appointment now.
Having a policy with Bahama Health is more than just health insurance. It's about feeling good knowing that your health and wellness is covered. It's about the confidence you feel knowing that your card is accepted by over 50 pharmacies and 400 local doctors. It's about peace of mind, knowing that when you travel, you have comprehensive coverage and our overseas partner is just a phone call away. It's about the security you feel, knowing that you're an important part of the family.
Join the family. When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
No word yet on whether a major Junkanoo parade will take place this year, but Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Bolag, says they're considering a virtual event. According to the minister, the idea has already gotten the support of major Junkanoo groups. Nonetheless, they'll be guided by COVID-19 protocols.
JCNP is supposed to get back to my ministry. They have some ideas about some virtual Junkanoo that we are willing to support once they provide us with the necessary protocols. that will meet the standard of of the Ministry of Health. Once they provide me with that information, I will then seek guidance from my colleagues in Cabinet, and then we'll determine if those parade will come off.
Looking to support local businesses this holiday season? Well, then you may want to listen up to this one. The Bahamas Agricultural Industrial Corporation and Nassau Cruise Port Limited have partnered to host the Authentically Bahamian Trade Fair December 11th and 12th. The exhibition is specially designed to push to the fore products and craft of local artisans and entrepreneurs. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, says it's just another step in the right direction of creating more avenues for authentically Bahamian products.
I must commend the Port and BIC for working together to ensure that this trade show is something that we all can be proud of. We include our artists from across the country, where we are able to develop our crafts and different type products that we could ensure that when tourists come, they're able to feel the authentic Bahamian experience.
Nassau Cruise Port representatives also stressing the importance of the company hosting this event.
Our focus at Nassau Cruise Port Limited is on getting to as close to 100% authentically Bahamian as possible. We are supporting the ongoing work that BAIC has been doing since its inception. Our project has 50 small retail spaces consisting of food and beverage and retail offerings. Hundreds of thousands of dollars has been spent in supporting the former Festival Place vendors in setting up their temporary location while our port is under construction. This trade fair is but one of the ways that we are supporting them.
Volunteer Bahamas, a call to action. Residents are being encouraged to get up and volunteer their time to a worthy cause this weekend during the first of an annual event. Leading the volunteer army is Dr. Barry Rassin, who's encouraging groups to register through their special Volunteer Bahamas app so that they can put people together with projects. Chairman Rassin says it's all about making a difference in the community.
This is a national program. In Eleuthera, on the 20th, the Rotary Club of Eleuthera, the Cancer Society, and the Nurses Association will get together for World Diabetes Day. In Abaco, the Rotary Club of Abaco will be planting trees to replace all that they lost with Hurricane Dorian. In Nassau, the Public-Private Partnership for Vaccinations will be open for that weekend. We'll be at the Southwest Plaza in front of CBS, at the mall, at the old John Bull location, at Fusion, and at Fish Fry. Lots of things to do. Come out, show us that you want to help your country to get better by being a volunteer and helping Volunteer Bahamas bring this new culture to our country so that we can help those who need us.
Patron of Volunteer Bahamas, Governor General, His Excellency the Most Honorable Sir Cornelius Smith, applauded the volunteer team's efforts.
I fully support the efforts of the committee in coordinating the first National Volunteerism Weekend of November 19th to 21st. And I encourage all Bahamians everywhere, to join them in this worthwhile cause. It is through efforts such as this that we will achieve our goal of inspiring, inculcating, and sustaining a culture of volunteerism throughout our Commonwealth.
And as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
COVID-19 attacked our personal and national psyche. We fought back. We adjusted our consciousness so that we could wrap our minds around the impossible and unbelievable things we were going through. But guess what? Nobody escaped. That means there was nobody who was too pretty, too cute, too important, too holy, or too rich to escape the mental trauma and battering of COVID-19. We can allow COVID-19 to destroy us, or defeat us, or we can make a decision right now to act in a manner that supports wellness for ourselves and for the nation. So let's act to restore and sustain our personal sense of well-being and our national mental health status. We're all involved. It's that important.
Do you want to travel this holiday season? Don't want to miss out on those blockbuster deals? Well, have you gotten your COVID-19 vaccine yet? Time is running out to travel for the holidays, and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may be just what you need. It's one and done. Just one jab of this vaccine, and 2 weeks later, you're fully vaccinated and ready to shop. Protect yourself and your loved ones this holiday season. Schedule your vaccine appointment now.
Cheney's Chesapeake Road Christmas Wonderland is open under the Big Tent. Get your Christmas trees in pink, frosted, green, or white in a variety of sizes. Musical Christmas LED and laser lights, a large variety of tree ornaments, lighted angels and Santa tree toppers, bright and lively colored Christmas balls in all sizes, garlands, wreaths, tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Cheney's Chesapeake Road. Check our selections online at www.cheneys.com.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
The past is what drives us, but it is no more. In it, we learn valuable lessons about where we came from. The future is what we aspire to, but it is yet to be written. Thinking about it allows us to plan for a better tomorrow. The present is the only thing we possess right now. It is the moment when we rise to the occasion, so that we stand in the beauty and wonder of who we are. Where our strength really matters, because our resilience speaks for itself. We plan for where we are today, a strong company, a powerful network, built by the people, for the people, because we believed in best, because we lived for the moments, and we delivered. You know what we were, and now you get to see who we are. We are alive.
Back packing houses across the country to get an upgrade. And Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, says so following a recent tour of Eleuthera's Greencastle and Hatchet Bay packing houses. The goal, he says, is to make packing houses more efficient. Officials want to use BAMSI's satellite offices in Long Island, Eleuthera and other family islands to engage farmers and livestock producers, as well as pilot projects such as poultry farming for economic expansion. The Hatchet Bay packing house, closed for the past 4.5 years, is being remodeled with construction expected to be completed by December. Well, COVID cases may be on the decline and the state of emergency may have ended, but Cat Islanders are not taking any chances. Administrator Dale Jellin says residents are doing what's needed to avoid community spread.
Despite the expiration of the emergency order here in the District of Cat Island, residents are still cognizant that we are in a pandemic and they are taking the necessary precaution as they were before the emergency order expired. Persons are still social distancing, wearing their masks and avoiding large gatherings.
Jellin added that more residents are stepping forward to get the jab. This as the latest COVID-19 weekly vaccination tracker shows 904 doses of the vaccine have been administered on Cat Island, with 431 residents now fully vaccinated.
A large percentage of the population here on Cat Island are now fully vaccinated. Vaccination continues on the island, and residents are embracing the opportunity and taking advantage of that opportunity in order to ensure that they are fully immunized against COVID-19.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. Outside of our studios, we are under mostly cloudy skies, temperature at 77 degrees, relative humidity 78%, easterly winds at 15 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,020.1 millibars, that's 30.12 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Atlas this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 77 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Greenville, Key, and Abaco, Marshall, Abaco at 73 degrees, the Berry Islands 79, 80 degrees in Allenstown, Bimini, Harbor Island 79, Rockstown, Eleuthera, and Allenstown, Cat Island both reporting 80 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemps Bay, South Andrews at 79. Fresh Creek, Central Andrews at 80 degrees. 80s also in San Salvador and Rumkey, Georgetown, 81 degrees. 82s in Ragged Island, Clarence, Down Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands, Matthewtown, Unagua, the Turks and Caicos Islands have a temperature of 83 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. For all areas, northeast to east winds and speeds 15 to 20 knots. Wave height still choppy at 4 to 7 feet, so caution flags are in place throughout the Bahamas. Low tide takes place at 36 minutes past midnight. And then tomorrow, for all areas, the winds become easterly. 15 to 20 knots will be the wind speeds, and the wave heights 4 to 7 feet. The caution flags continue. High tide at 6:55 in the morning. Low tide at 1:19 in the afternoon. And as we move into Friday, in the northwestern islands, the winds become northeast, falling off 10 to 15 knots, wave height subsiding 2 to 4 feet. High tide will occur at 7:31 in the morning, with a low tide at 1:58 in the afternoon. Now for the central and southeastern islands on Friday, winds east to southeast 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop, so the caution flags continue there as well. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
It's real, got that time. Time to join the line. Time to lose your mind. Cause it's homecoming time. Man, if your car break down, see the jitney coming now. So time to wind around. Cause we got to start it now.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Super value and quality supermarkets have all your favorite brands and no limits. Seabass tuna, VAT-free, 5-ounce, 2 for $1.90. Quaker grits, VAT-free, 5 pounds, $3.79. Rainbow evaporated milk, VAT-free, large, 2 for $1.99. Robin Hood flour, fat-free, 5.5 pounds, $3.99. 15 fat-free items in this week's specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Keeping homes safe across the Caribbean for decades. Bob has become the most trusted name in insecticide. There has never been, or there never will be, any escape for insects from the unrelenting power of BOP. Formulated with precision, BOP effectively eliminates all flying and crawling insects that seek to invade your home. Trust BOP, the #1 insecticide brand in the Caribbean, to keep everyone that matters to you safe. Distributed by Nassau Agencies Limited.
We've heard it over and over again. Hurricane preparation is key. But aside from making sure you have all the tangible of Richardson Psychotherapeutic and Consultant Limited says that it is important to talk to children.
Children aren't really familiar, depending on their ages, of what it could entail and what they need to be prepared for. I would encourage families to have conversations with their kids about just hurricane preparedness, letting them know that the lights may go off, or here's our food supply and why we might have to kind of ration for a few days, or here's our safety plan in case something happens to mommy or daddy. I think it's the parents' job to do this now ahead of time, as we are in the middle of the season, and we've known a few years ago we had a really bad hurricane, and we still have a lot of people suffering from the effects of post-traumatic stress disorder. And so we want to make sure that they are well equipped and informed.
And while it's good to be realistic with kids about the potential harm hurricanes can cause, maintaining composure and being kind and patient with them during the storm's passage will help in keeping them at ease.
Kids feed off of whatever their parents are engaging in. And so they want to make sure that they're trying to keep as calm as possible and realistic as well. So if they are afraid, they can have that conversation with their child, asking them how they're doing, reassuring them that they are doing their best job to keep them as safe as possible. And when necessary, just hold them if they can. Believe it or not, that physical touch goes a long way.
And if the trauma is intense, here's how you know when to seek additional help for your child.
If you notice your kid is reverting in a lot of behavior, that they may not want to eat the same way or sleep in their beds anymore, they always want that constant attention and contact, those are some signs to let you know that the things that you may be doing aren't working anymore, and say they may need some additional help.
Richardson also has advice for adults.
What I would tell them to do is have your coping mechanisms in place. If that is some deep breathing activity, if that is making sure you have your safety plan in place, believe it or not, preparation is key. We find that if people have a plan for what they're going to do when a storm comes or when a storm's approaching, that helps alleviate some anxiety, as well as you may want to reach out to your support team, find your safest place to be.
Crystal Darling, ZNS Digital Media.
Imagine what it would be like if there wasn't a referee. That's why we have a referee, to make sure that we all play fair. As an independent regulator, IRCA has been working with consumers and service providers since 2009 to ensure that the regulated sectors are well managed and that everyone's interests are fairly represented. That way, we all get to play on an even playing field. IRCA, improving lives through effective utilities regulation.
One of the things that the church must be aware of, that this is no time and season for us to get so deep and holy that we can't hail folk who hurting next to us. We can't hail the people in our neighborhood. We can't see how hungry they are. We can't get too deep, brothers and sisters, and so anointed that we forget that if someone hurt you, you gotta forgive them.
Sundays at 8:30 a.m. on ZNS TV 13.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And Step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
This portion of the news brought to you by Genuine Care, keeping you home while you're away. This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sports Wednesday. I'm Charles Fisher, and we begin with the National Sports Hall of Fame. The induction ceremony will take place this coming Friday at 3 o'clock in the Andrews Ballroom of the Bahama Resort. This event is being held under the theme Chasing Dreams. Now, the 2020 induction ceremony was postponed due to the pandemic, so those athletes will be going in this year, and they include Alan Ingram, American football, Andre Starwood, baseball, Ernestine Butler Stubbs, softball, Joseph Jomo Smith, volleyball, Cora Hepburn, volleyball, William Elliott, baseball, posthumously, and Colin Tropinol, softball, baseball, posthumously. The class of 2021 include Laverne Eve, athletics, Reverend Dr. William Thompson, softball, baseball, Stella Knowles, basketball, softball, Apostle Charles Thompson, basketball, Gina Markey for bodybuilding and fitness, Hardy Johnson from Eleuthera for tennis, Sheila Culmer, administration of disability in sports, Earl Halston, volleyball, Joe DeMeritt, volleyball, Nell Wildgoose Russell from Grand Bahama for softball, Barbara Thompson, gymnastics posthumously, and Berth Bell, aquatics posthumously. Now, also during the ceremony, elite athletes will be recognized for their contributions to the national sports development in 2021, and the 2021 Male and Female Athlete of the Year will be crowned. Well, Buddy Hield has changed his representation, signing with Icona Agency. Hield had previously been represented by Brandon Rosenthal of Landmark Sports Agency. During the 2019 season, Hield inked a 4-year, $86 million rookie contract extension with Sacramento. The deal also included $20 million in certain contract incentives tied to All-Star and NBA Finals appearance. He is in the second year of that contract, which will expire in 2024. And he is enjoying a strong individual season with the Kings as a reserve shooting guard, averaging 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals per game through 14 contests. And they are back on court tonight. That's the Six Nations Sacramento Kings. They travel to Minnesota to play the Timberwolves. Meantime, DeAndre Ayton will play a second game since returning from that injury on Monday when the Phoenix Suns seek their 10th win in a row. They host the Dallas Mavericks. And it's a big week ahead for basketball in the Battle for Atlantis. Workers were busy Wednesday morning trying to get the Imperial Ballroom together after postponement last year due to the pandemic. The Battle for Atlantis is packed again this year with the girls' inaugural tournament tipping off, and that will be a stock field including Syracuse, Minnesota, number 3 South Florida, number 2 Yukon Husky, number 9 Oregon, Buffalo, Oklahoma, and the number 1 team in the country, South Carolina. They will be playing from Saturday, with the first champs being crowned next week, Monday. As for the men, they will tip off next week, Thursday, during the Thanksgiving weekend, with Arizona State, Auburn, Loyola Chicago, Michigan State, Syracuse, Connecticut, Virginia Commonwealth, and Baylor. We'll have much more on the Battle for Atlantis coming up on Thursday. And that's a wrap on Sports Wednesday. I'm Charles Fisher. Enjoy your day.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Wait, that's you? Girl, don't be calling my name in public like that. What you saying?
Hey, radio. Why you here?
Come to get my car license.
Yeah, but you don't have to be here.
No?
No, you could just go to My Gateway. My Gateway is a fast, easy, and secure way to access and pay all government services online.
So what you do?
I went to mygateway.gov.bs, registered with a government-issued ID, and bam, I was done. I scheduled an appointment, and in less than 20 minutes, I was straight.
Oh, shoot.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast, with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
I'm here at the Dixon Hill
Hill Lighthouse in San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down big waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In our replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protected.
It's a part of all of our lives. ZNS TV is where we go for information, entertainment, and enjoyment. ZNS is there with something for everyone. ZNS TV, a part of our lives for 40 years.
Do you know that adherence is more than taking medications? It calls to you to stick to the medical regimen as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Please keep your lab appointments, as these determine the effects medications are having on your body. Follow-up doctor's appointments are necessary, as this is the time when the doctor performs a physical examination and discusses any test results and any concerns or issues you may have with your course of treatment. Sticking to prescribed diet and exercise regimens can improve medication effectiveness and contributes to overall health and well-being. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that old frown boundary that was once in the central Bahamas, well, it is backing up over the northwest Bahamas and ushering in some tropical moisture, and that will generate some showers and even an isolated thunderstorm during the course of tonight and tomorrow. The forecast for tonight looks like this: breezy with considerable cloudiness and occasional rain. Your low temperature tonight is going to get down to 74 degrees. Tomorrow, we're looking at another cloudy day, still on the breezy side with rains and thunderstorms taking place. 82 right into Saturday morning, and that is when that frown boundary will go through. Behind that, we will see a slight drop in our temperatures, but the sun will come back out on Sunday, and that will carry into the early part of next week. But come Tuesday, there is a secondary front that's going to push through. That one will usher in some very cool temperatures. We will see temperatures in the mid-60s here in the capital on Tuesday, and that will continue in the middle part of next week.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the Sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. And as we celebrate our 44th year of television broadcasting, it feels great to be your home. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.